No, is an uncoachable player at the youth level a great player? Can they be a great player and uncoachable?
A great player. I don't think you can be a great player and uncoachable. I think an uncoachable player can become a great player. That really takes a special person, a special coach, a special mentor to put time into that kid to help them understand that they're not always right. The best way to do that is to show them that, you know what, as a coach, I'm not even always right. But it takes a lot of time. There's who was touted as or stereotyped as an uncoachable player. Kyle Lowry. For years they said he was an uncoachable player. But it takes you to understand. You got to understand that kid, not just as a player, but you got to just understand them as a person, and build a relationship. And over time, you got to put a lot of time. It's a lot of wraparound support with these young athletes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you could be uncoachable and a great player at the same time. Because if you can't be coached, you can't play. I mean, this isn't a one-on-one tournament. You need a coach at every level that you play on. But you could turn an uncoachable player into a great player.
What's your approach to coaching a kid with a terrible attitude? Do you try it with them, or after a certain age, do you just cut them loose?
Well, it's all circumstantial, right? I mean, you have to try. Initially you have to try, especially if you see something that's special, and you see that the kid has a passion for what he's doing. You put in the time. You never really want to give up on a kid, but you also have to understand that you have 12 to 13 other kids that you have to take care of. So it does get a little difficult. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't want to say that I've given up on a kid, but there's times when you have to keep pushing. You have to keep moving because you have 12 to 13 other kids that need your attention. So you want to give an athlete as much time as possible, and stick with them, and hopefully they catch on. But you also have to think about the other kids, and if you're doing a substantial amount of damage to them in the process of trying to fix the other kid. So it's very touchy. It's, you never want to be able to say that, oh, I had to give up on that kid, I had to quit. But there's so many factors at play. Is that kid only the only problem, or is it the kid and the parent that's the problem? Because parents play a huge role in the process. When you're trying to steer that kid in the right way and instill certain values, team values in that kid, what is he going home and hearing from his parents? Are they continuing to, are they on the same page as you in terms of trying to set that right example, and trying to, buy into the team culture and be coachable? Or are the parents saying, I don't know what that coach is doing. I don't know why he didn't play you. I don't know why he didn't play you. You're the only one that could score at will. Nobody can guard you. Like, if there's that back and forth, it's very hard to break a kid out of that mentality. So it also has a lot to do with the parent.
Has
So
players ever told you that their parents talk like that to them at home?
yeah, before. It's happened before. When you really, when you start to build a relationship with a kid, sometimes they'll tell you certain things that'll surprise you. And I've had that before. My dad thinks that I should be playing like 20 minutes a game. And, I had one kid. I had one kid that, it's funny. He was in, I don't want to mention names, but we were in Atlanta, the Under Armour Association tournament, one of their circuits. And I had a kid on my team that was leading my team in scoring, took the most field goal attempts, and led my team in scoring. And his father had an issue with me supposedly not running the system through him. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? I didn't have the stats in front of me on paper right then and there, when he confronted me to say that your kid leads the team in scoring and he gets the most field goal attempts. It was mind-boggling. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to react. So I just went and got luckily enough, Under Armour, they do a great job with keeping stats. So I drew the stats, and next practice, I gave the paper to the son, and I broke it down to the player. You know, these are the amount of touches you're getting. So whether or not I'm directly running a system through you, you're still reaping the benefits. And I told him, take it home to your father and show it to your father. And if he'd like to talk to me about it, he's more than welcome to give me a call, or next practice he can talk to me about it. I never heard anything from my father again. Right? So, and that wasn't a case, like that kid wasn't a problem. He was a coachable kid. He was a coachable kid. In that case, it was just the parent. It was just the parent in that case.
On a team of 12 kids, how many I don't want to say bad parents, but bad or unknowledgeable sports parents would you have?
You're talking about now or back, or like years back?
Let's compare it back then compared to now.
Back then, you'd probably have a team full of unknowledgeable parents. You probably would have one or two parents that really know their stuff, you know, what circuit is what and which organization does what, and, you know, really know their stuff. Nowadays, I would probably say it's maybe like 75% of a team where the parents are really starting to do their homework now. You know, because...
And do they back off and let you coach a lot more than they used to?
Well, I set ground rules at the beginning. So when I make my team, I have a general meeting with the parents and the manager, and I kind of set the ground rules. I let them know, listen, I'm the coach. These are my philosophies. If you have an issue and you want to discuss anything with me about maybe your son's playing time or him not being used in the correct way or whatever, please don't approach me during a game weekend. Don't do it, right? Give me 24 hours after that tournament is finished. Then you could talk to me and we can have a private conversation. But if you're going to approach me in front of other parents and in front of my team, that I'm supposed to have some sort of control to maintain order on a team. Without order is chaos, right? And I think order feeds discipline, discipline feeds a winning culture, right? If I don't have those things, then we might as well not have that team. So I have that 24-hour rule. 24 hours after the final game of that tournament, you can give me a call or we can talk about anything you want to talk about. But if you approach me during the game, who knows? We may have just lost the game. I might be in my feelings.
Right.
Don't come and talk to me about your one kid when the entire team just lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have that many. I don't really have that many outbursts with parents. I think if you lay down the ground rules, they're respected for the most part. Parents are always going to talk. They're always going to talk in the stands. They're going to say good things about you, and they're going to say bad things about you. I can't control it as a coach. As long as there's no outbursts in front of the kids and in front of other parents, I'm pretty cool. You know, you could talk to me about philosophies and all that stuff. If I can use it, I'll use it. If not, thanks for the conversation.